Welcome to Izoni, Thousand Eyed. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, I love this. This is a beautiful opening hand. We got Mana Crypt, we have Woodland Cemetery, we have Cultivate. Got a little bit of a board wipe to hopefully keep those vampires in check. And we have a beautiful win condition in Crater Hoof. Love it. All right, give some of those insect tokens some pretty good power and toughness. We're going to get off to a really fun start. Let's go for it. I'm always cautious to go for Mana Crypt and to Cultivate. Hey, awesome. Yeah, I'm always cautious to go for Cultivate really quick. Sometimes it's always kind of nasty. But so we do have, let's just split it down the middle. Let's go Forest, let's go Swamp. Totally fair magic right here. Let's go and put the Swamp on the battlefield. We've got 4 mana in play on turn 1. We're going to pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing Izoni, Thousand Eyed, Mystical Gary Queen herself. Undergrowth. Whenever Izoni enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 black and green insect creature token for each creature card in your graveyard. Then for a 2 mana activation, sacrifice another creature. You gain 1 life and draw a card. Let's go and choose Tails on this Mana Crypt trigger. Lost the flip. We are 0 for 1 on our Mana Crypt triggers, and we draw into Grim Flayer, which is exactly what we're going to be doing, really. Let's go and get down Grim Flayer. That way we can start filling up our graveyard. Let's go and get down Woodland Cemetery, and then we'll go and pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing against Olivia, Miss Vampire. 2 mana activation. There we go. Sorry. 2 mana deals 1 damage to another target creature. That creature becomes a vampire in addition to its other type. Then put a +1 counter on Olivia. Then for 5 mana, let's go and choose Tails on Mana Crypt. 1 the flip, 1 for 2 on our Mana Crypt triggers. Then for 5 mana, gain control of target vampire for as long as you control Olivia. And then we do draw into Oracle. In fact, let's go and get down Oracle. It's going to be some really quick ramp. I guess technically we could go for Izoni, but we just don't have a graveyard to speak of, so that's not really going to help us. At this point right now, let's get down Blooming Marsh, Carrion Feeder. Definitely dump that into the graveyard. And let's wait on our land drop just to see what's going on. So let's go and swing in with Grim Flayer. I want to fill that graveyard up. All right. And I just love Grim Flayer too. Let's get Plaguecrafter into the graveyard, Carrion Feeder into the graveyard, and then, yeah, Daxos Salvage. That's a beautiful Grim Flayer flip. Let's go and get down Hissing Quagmire. It's going to come into play tapped, and then Moss Diamond on top. Anything else, we're going to pass the turn to our opponent. There we go. But you can pretty much see what this deck is looking to do. There is some Aristocrats in here, believe it or not. I don't know if you've never seen Aristocrats on my channel before. Sometimes I enjoy putting it in there, but it actually works out really well because we can sacrifice our creatures, or at least that's what I tell myself. We can sacrifice these creatures, get them into the graveyard, and then get some really good tokens going. All right, let's go and choose Tails on this one. Lost a flip, 1 for 2, I think 1 for 3 on our Mana Crypt triggers. And then let's go and dredge a Daxos Salvage, and then Urborg, and then Moss Diamond. Okay, let's go ahead and get down. Do we get an Izoni just for a couple different creatures? I think that sounds too good. Let's swing across with Grim Flayer and Oracle at this point right now. Get that Grim Flayer trigger, and let's go and stick a Bloodthorn Vampire into the graveyard, Windswept Heath, and we'll go and stick Night's Whisper into the graveyard too. Let's go and put Shriek Maw on top. Let's go and get down Daxos Salvage. Get down an additional one. That's going to be Swamp. Let's go and get that down. And then anything else. I guess we could go for this. Going to be 3 creatures. Yeah, I mean, it's better than nothing. Put some pretty good pressure on our opponent. We can always recast her if we need to. It's going to be 1/2. It's going to get her down. Get that Undergrowth going. That'll give us only 3 insect tokens, but this is pretty much what we want to do. And it does put us online next turn for really quick Crater Hoof Behemoth. So it's going to need our opponent's going to need to get something going. But to stop us from Crater Hoof, because we'll have more than enough mana for Crater Hoof. But I will say this, Mana Crypt into Cultivate on turn 1 is, it's just silly sometimes, so that's kind of what's going on. So I think at this point right now, do we want to end up going for Crater Hoof or kind of grind this game out? Because Crater Hoof just makes it over. Let's go and choose Tails on this one. 1 the flip, 2 for 4 on our Mana Crypt triggers, and we're drawn to Shriek Maw, and it's going to put Swamp on top. Let's go and get Swamp down. Volrath Stronghold, and that's going to leave Vraska on top. Yeah, we're going to go and go for... I mean, I hate doing this, but this is one of those, like, this is what the deck is designed to do. So, and that's going to be pretty much this is pretty much textbook what you want to be doing with Izoni. Get down and put some really good creatures. Get that Crater Hoof going. Oh, look at that. Then swing across with the whole crew. It came to our opponent. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're able to get Crater Hoof swinging across on that. That's what it's in the deck. We got to play it. So we got all these creatures coming across. This is pretty much yeah, all good game. That's unfortunately yeah. When you get cultivate on the battlefield, and you get mana crypt cultivate going, that ends up being a pretty quick match. But I'm gonna go and post this up just to kind of show you what the general game plan is. But definitely a good game to our opponent, and like I mentioned, getting that fast mana going into cultivate really just puts the player who gets that fast mana going into a really good position really quick. So good game to our opponent, and if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to the Little Athreos Achievers. Hope you're excited to do the dirty work of the church. As far as opening hand goes, yes, we're going to keep it. I love it. We have 2 lands in the hand. We have some good card draw on Night's Whisper, and with some really nice spot removal for old Grim over there. Let's get Daxos pop back up. There we go. Let's go ahead and get down Polluted Delta. Okay, I got worried for a second that I accidentally kind of like cycled through our turn, or yielded through our turn. Get down Polluted Delta, and then we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing Daxos, the Returned, the official babysitter of the Church of Athreos, Little Athreos Achievers. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you get an experience counter, and then for a 3-mana activation, create a white and black spirit enchantment creature token, which are the Little Athreos Achievers. This creature's power and toughness are equal to the number of experience counters that you have. Let's go and crack Polluted Delta. Let's go and grab that Godless Shrine, have that come into play tapped, and then we'll be online for Night's Whisper next turn. So hopefully we can start drawing into a few more lands. I think that sounds pretty good. Let's go and go for Night's Whisper. Draw into Vampiric Tutor and Catacombs. Wonderful, beautiful. And then we'll go and pass the turn. Playing against Grim, the official. I always think of, when I think of Grim, I think of like a Resident Evil, kind of like boss monster. Kind of like so you can see like you're running down the hall and he like throws this little thing or whatever and like grabs you and you have to like mash the button to let go of it. Which reminds me, I need to play my Grim House of Horrors. It's pretty much why I made that deck, is because that's what it reminds me of. But yeah, so whenever Grim enters the battlefield tapped, it doesn't untap during your untap step, and then sack a creature and draw 2 planes. Okay, let's go and get down Catacombs, and let's go and go for Daxos. I think that sounds pretty good. We've got a lot of enchantments in the hand. We can get down Daxos and hopefully get those experience counter going. We'll probably leave ourselves open on Vampiric Tutor, at least for a little bit right now, because we're not in immediate danger of Grim hitting the battlefield super quick. Anything else, kick it back over there. Playing against Grim enters the battlefield tap, doesn't untap, then sacrifice a creature, untap Grim and put a +1 counter on it. Then whenever Grim attacks, destroy target creature defending player controls, then put a +1 counter on Grim. So hopefully, as long as we can keep Grim off the battlefield, we don't have to worry about our opponent taking care of Daxos with that. Well, excuse me, they're going to go for Never, so that will take care of it. It's not the end of the world, though. Hopefully, if we can get a little bit more. In fact, we're going to go for something like Mana Crypt to get a little bit extra mana going for us. That'll be tap down, Mana Crypt, land drop. That'll put us online for like 5 total mana to get Daxos back down. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Let's go and do that. Let's go for a Vampiric Tutor. Let's go and grab Mana Crypt. It's going to go on top. Let's go and get down Mana Crypt. I want to get Daxos down there. If our opponent's got some removal, I want them to use it. So let's go and go for Daxos. Just like nothing happened. All right, anything else? We're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. We did cover Grim, covered Daxos at his free time. We can talk about whatever we want. That's going to be the Little Athreos Achievers. They are the official, I guess, dirty work of the church, however you want to say that. They take care of some stuff. If there's some bad parishioners, or if there's some good parishioners and nobody closes the sanctuary, they get out sometimes. Let's go and choose Tails on this one. Lost a flip. 0 for 1 on our Mana Crypt triggers. And then we draw into Journey to Nowhere. Let's do this. We can go for Utter End on that Thran Dynamo, which I think that sounds pretty good. Or what we can do is go for Profane Procession and then still get down Karmic Justice to get those experience counters going. You know what? Let's keep our... Well, we still have Path to Exile, so let's do this. Let's get some enchantments going. So let's go for Profane Profession. And let's go for Karmic Justice. That'll put us at 2 experience counters. Next turn, we can go for Necromancer's Covenant if we want to. We're not really going to get much out of it, but it's going to be better than nothing. At least it might give us an additional experience counter, and we'll go and swing across for 2, knock our opponent down to 28. But yeah, so that Thran Dynamo does kind of really open up the mana for our opponent, but thankfully we at least still have Path to Exile to take care of Grim and then kind of go from there. Now, as far as activations go, we are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we do have at least 4 colored sources and 2 colorless sources, so that will definitely allow us to get down some of those experience counters. When you're playing Daxos, it's, you know, there's some times where you get blown out pretty hard sometimes, but there's other times where you just get these experience counters going, and it makes for a really, really nice board state, and you can really get those Athreos Achievers really happy, get them nice and worked up, and kind of have some fun. Okay, and our opponent did go for Final Parting, searching for 2 cards, 1 card in your hand, 1 card in your graveyard. So we did see Gravecrawler go into the bin, and they are looking at mono black at this point right now. So I guess maybe they have some sort of way to generate some sort of blue mana. Opponent's going to go for Obnix. So let's draw a card and lose 1 life. And that does kind of put us on a spot where we might end up going for Utter End on Omnixilis. Alright, let's go and choose Tails on this one. 1 the flip, 1 for 2 at our Mana Crypt triggers. Drawn to Anguished Unmaking. Yeah, let's do this. Let's go and go for Anguished Unmaking. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Let's go for Anguished Unmaking on Omnixilis. That's still going to allow us to at least get one of our go for an activation off Daxos. Sorry, I was trying to say that we could get an additional creature on the battlefield. I was like, no, that's not correct. What are you trying to say? I was trying to say that it'll give us enough mana to make an additional creature. There we go. Let's get down that spirit token. Welcome to the party, Atheros Achiever. Let's go and swing across for 2, knock our opponent down to 25, and then we'll go and pass the turn. So outside of us kind of supporting Daxos with all the little Atheros Achievers experience counters, outside of that, it's basically just kind of black-white control. So stuff like Anguish Unmaking, Utter End, Path to Exile works out really well to where you're just getting some nice value getting these enchantment creatures on the battlefield. And the fun thing, when you get these spirit tokens going, is that we have Extinguish All Hope, which is Destroy All... Ooh, opponent's going to get down Ugin. Okay. At least we do have Utter End to take care of that. Now, if they end up going for Ugin minus... whatever they go for, that's going to clear the board out. We can still go for Utter End to take care of it. It's not the best, but at least we got to keep Mana Crypt. We're going to choose Tails on this one. 1 the flip, 2 for 3 on our Mana Crypt triggers. And then we draw to Isolated Chapel. Let's get Daxos pop back up. Let's go and get down Isolated Chapel. Let's go and go for Utter End before our opponent has an opportunity to do anything with it. Okay, take care of Daxos, and then anything else, we'll kick it back over to our opponent. So, they're still missing blue mana to get down Grim, but they've had some opportunities to go for that. So, at least hopefully we'll get down Daxos again next turn and start going for those activations. Okay, opponent's going to go for Diagraph Colossus. Enters the battlefield for +1 for each zombie in your graveyard, and it will be Gravecrawler. Now, that does put us on Path to Exile. Is that what we're going to go for at this point? That'll give him an additional land. And that'll get rid of all the cards in the graveyard. Yeah, that's fine. We can still go for Journey for Tomorrow on that, which I think I don't mind doing that. Opponent's going to go for Phyrexian Altar. Okay. And actually, yeah, let's go for Path now on Diagraph Colossus before they go for that Phyrexian Altar interaction. Because that's pretty nasty if they keep going for that. Ooh, there we go. Opponent got down Aether Flux Reservoir. So that would have been pretty nasty if they kind of kept chaining some of that stuff together to get some of those spells. So thankfully we were able to get around that. Now we do need to deal with Aether Flux Reservoir and them having Gravecrawler. So that's something we do need to take care of. But unfortunately with Phyrexian Altar, sacrifice a creature is pretty much going to be able to take care of Gravecrawler at any point. So if they end the turn with Gravecrawler in the graveyard, we'll probably end up going for Necromancer's Covenant. That way we can get that exile effect out of the graveyard. Oh, excuse me, with Aether Flux Reservoir, they're just basically going to keep looping Gravecrawler and then go for that activation. I just now realized that, yeah, with Phyrexian Altar, it's going to deal 50 damage to any target. And that's going to be us. Hey, little Atheros Achievers got blown out pretty hard. Game to our opponent. We got to see the... we didn't have to worry about Grimgrin. Got Gravecrawlered out on that one. Yeah, I completely forgot about Phyrexian Altar and Gravecrawler. I was just worried about the Diagraph Colossus. So, hey, good game to our opponent. They got it on this one. So, if you enjoyed the little Atheros Achievers, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to the Crypt of the Scarab God. Hope you're excited for some Black-Blue Reanimator. Hopefully, you can see if Najila can make her way through the crypt. Hopefully, she doesn't die. As far as opening your hand goes, yeah. I think I like this. We have Vampiric Tutor, which, yeah, we're going to keep on this one. Yeah, I like that. Man, it is so nice to have some just good tutor cards in here. I've just missed those so bad. It kind of makes hands like this to where you've got some good hands, and you've got some good mana, a little bit more manageable. Let's go and get the Scrygo and the Scurry, the Fever, the Insanity. Do we want Liliana on top of our library? Yeah, let's go and put that on top. I don't mind that. Put that on top, and then anything else, we'll go kick it over to our opponent. We are playing the Scarab God, the official Crypt of the Scarab God. It always reminds me of I don't know, it sounds like not sounds like, but it reminds me of like a Dungeons and Dragons. Like you get to the bottom of the crypt and then you see the Scarab God and all these like zombie people down there. I don't know, it seems like a really fun adventure to get into. Let's go and get down Fetid Pools, have that come into play tapped, and then anything else, we'll kick it back over there. See if we want to go for that Vampiric Tutor, though, but we'll see what's going on. We are playing the Scarab God. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses X life, and you scry X, where X is the number of zombies you control. Then for a 4-mana activation, exile target creature card from a graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 4/4 black zombie. Then whenever the Scarab God dies, return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. Playing against Najeela, the Blade Blossom. Whenever a warrior attacks, you may have its controller create a 1/1 white warrior creature token that's tapped and attacking. Then for a Wooburg activation, untap all attacking creatures. They gain. Let's see. I'll cover that in just a second. Do we want to go for Vampiric Tutor? We're looking at Mana Confluence next turn. We could go for something like. If we go for Mana Crypt, that puts us online for Liliana. Get the zombie going. I think I like that. That'll open us up for the Scarab God. Be some really good milling too. Yeah, let's go and do that. Let's go and go for Vampiric Tutor. Let's go and grab Mana Crypt. Let's get this popped out just a little bit bigger. There we go. Let's grab Mana Crypt, put that on top of our library. Let's go and get that down, and then we'll get down Liliana. And we'll go and get down Cavern of Souls, Naming God. I don't know, this just sounds funny. All right, let's get that down. Let's go and tap out for Liliana. And let's go and plus up on 1. Get a 2/2 zombie, and that's going to be Nez in the graveyard and Damnation. Okay, then we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Now, we do have Animate Dead in the hand, so we can actually go for Animate Dead on Nez, and that's going to bring it back onto the battlefield. If we wanted to, we can discard 3 cards to kind of get it to exile, and that will get us out from underneath that Animate Dead. At this point right now, we're not really under some sort of super pressure to get Nez on the battlefield. I mean, we could get it on the battlefield to go for some sort of threat, but at this point right now, probably want to hold on to Animate Dead in hopes that we can get some sort of spot removal on our opponent. Or, if we could somehow find a Massacre Worm, that'd be pretty good to get rid of this entire board of warrior creature tokens that might be coming our way. Okay, opponent's going to go for Bramblewood Paragon. Each warrior you control enters the battle with additional +1. Each creature you control with a +1 counter on it has trample. Okay. Now, they will be able to swing in with the Blade Blossom if they want to, but thankfully with this warrior token, the zombie token on the battlefield, they can get in for 1 with Liliana on that token, but at least we'll be able to trade with the zombie token on their commander. Okay, the opponent's going to go for Rest in Peace. All right. Okay, let's go exile the graveyard. We do have Cyclonic Rift, but yeah, let's see what we can kind of get into. Let's see what we get to next turn. All right, opponent's going to swing in with their commander. Let's still go and well, no, we're going to trade or no? All right, so we're doing the Najeela dance. She will come across finally, getting that warrior token onto the battlefield. And our opponent's going to have Mutagenic Growth. Okay, all right, it's going to take care of our zombie token. And then let's see what else we're going to be able to get into. We can get the Scarab God down as a 5/5. Let's go ahead and choose Tails on the Mana Crypt trigger. On the flip, okay. Draw the Command Beacon. But we can still, if we draw into some pretty good stuff, if we draw into some sort of threats on the battlefield, we can still get out from underneath this Rest in Peace. It's not looking good, but we can still at least do that. So let's go and plus up on Liliana. That way we can at least get some sort of body onto the battlefield. Let's go and get down Command Beacon. Let's go and tap down for the Scarab God. It's going to be 1/2. Actually, excuse me, let's do this. Let's do the Thran Dynamo first. And then let's go and tap down for Scarab God. Okay, anything else, let's go and pass the turn to our opponent. Now, unfortunately, with the Scarab God, it's going to get exiled, so we're not going to be able to take advantage of that second ability of whenever it dies, returning it back to our hand. So we will have to pay full sticker price for the Scarab God if something does happen to it, because we can't take advantage of the graveyard interaction. Now, at this point right now, since we do have a ton of mana, we are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's pretty much going to be all of our creatures that we can cast out of here, our good reanimator targets. So mainly the thing that we need to do right now, opponent's going to have Pyroblast. Okay, it's going to take care of the Scarab God. Yeah, you got it. It's going to take care of him. Let's get the Scarab God pop back up. But like I mentioned, we still have a few more stuff we can get down. We have the core augur. There's just sometimes when your opponent has like everything. They just have all these cards and they can just really take advantage of that. Um, Man, that was brutal. Okay, Pyroblast on that. We can get down Platinum Angel. That's one thing that we can do. We can get down to hopefully maybe kind of get out from underneath this. Or getting down something like Void Winter that'll really kind of put some taxing effects onto our opponent. But let's see how they want to go for it. And they're going to go for the Kaya activation, getting rid of our zombie. Okay, they're going to get a few extra warrior tokens on the battlefield, getting those +1 counters from Bramblewood. But let's see what else, man. We've just gotten... Yeah, they take care of Liliana, and then next turn, we need to draw into a board wipe, basically, at this point right now. So let's go and choose Tails on this one, see if we win that one. There we go, 2 for 2 on the Mana Crypt triggers, and then we draw into Training Ground. So that's going to be 5. That's going to be, it's going to be a good chunk of damage. Good game to our opponent. We'll go and toss this one over to them. We got hit with that Rest in Peace and that Kaya activation, Mutagenic Growth, just a whole assortment of Pyroblast. Man, good game to our opponent. They'll definitely take it on this one. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to Slimefoot, the Stowaway. As far as our opening hand goes, we have 1 land in our hand, and we have Skull Clamp and a lot of card draw and Dark Tutelage. Oh, man. I want to keep... Hey, you too. But we're on the play. Do we want to... Oh, this is so risky. Man, we just go nowhere really quick. Let's give it a shot. All right, we're gonna give it a shot. Okay, sorry. And if you're nervous at home, I am too. So let's go ahead and get down Swamp. We'll go ahead and get down Skull Clamp. Then hopefully we hit that land drop like nothing happened. We'll be online for Night's Whisper and then just get things going. But yes, welcome to Slimefoot the Stowaway. We're playing Slimefoot. Whenever a sapling you control dies, it deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you gain 1 life. Then for a 4 mana activation, create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. And our opponent, oh, look at that basic mountain from our opponent. It's absolutely beautiful. And they've got their own Skull Clamp. All right, let's see. It's go time. Oh, Fail Warstone. All right, I'm going to go and pass the turn. That's one of the worst things to do is pass the turn over to somebody when you didn't make the land drop. You're like, ah. And they just sit there and like, oh, you kept a 1 lander? Okay. We're playing against Krinko. And let's draw into Worn Power Stone. Kick it back over there. We're playing against Krinko. Tap, add, create X 1/1 red goblin creature tokens, where X is the number of goblins you control. And so let's see if they're going to get down Ruby Medallion. And then hopefully our opponent's kind of going to stagger themselves just a little bit. But we're actually in a pretty good spot. Once we do hit that second land drop, this will be Fail War Stone. This is going to be Worn Power Stone. This is going to be Night's Whisper. We'll be good to go. So hopefully... Oh, there we go. That's something. We'll get the swamp down. Let's go and go for Fail Warstone. We got some catching up to do. Get down Fail Warstone. Anything else for 1? No. We'll go and pass the turn. So, at this point right now, we do need to draw into some sort of board wipe. You know, we're playing against Krinko. There's typically a lot of goblins on that side of the battlefield. In fact, shout out to Mudsta. He's a goblin, generic goblin. But yeah, so if we can find some sort of board wipe to take care of... all these goblins or gerblins on that side of the battlefield, that'll definitely be good. Hopefully we can get down Night's Whisper and Dark Tutelage and then kind of start drawing from there. Now, as far as what we want to go for, we do have Naturalize in our hand, so we can kind of take care of Skull Clamp. I think we might want to end up doing that. We do need to find a green source, though. There we go. Drawn to Overgrown 2. So if we shock that in, that's going to put us down to 30. We definitely need to take care of Ogre Battle Driver, because that will give it haste. But we don't really, unfortunately, have anything to take care of Ogre Battle Driver at this point right now. Let's go ahead and shock in. Yeah, let's go and pay 2 live. We need to take care of that Skull Clamp. That's going to be a huge deciding factor in this one. And let's go and go for Night's Whisper. There we go. Drawn to Signet and drawn to Lana War Waste. All right, let's go and pass the turn to our opponent. We did cover both commanders. It is free time. We can talk about whatever we want. But yeah, so when you have those risky opening hands, I like to keep some of them sometimes because, you know, if we hit the land drop on turn 2 and then it's just like nothing ever happened, but then sometimes it happens to where you have to pass the turn a few times. But I don't know. I always really highly evaluate card draw and stuff like that. So when you have Night's Whisper and you've got Skull Clamp in the hand with 1 land, I'm like, oh. Yeah, we can make this work. All right, so opponent's going to get down Krinko, and unfortunately with Ogre Battle Driver cracking his whip on Krinko, it's going to give Krinko haste. So we do have to watch out for Krinko. We'll at least be able to make 1 Goblin token on the battlefield, but thankfully we did... Okay, that works. A little bit something differently. I was hoping we could rip into some sort of board wipe, but drawn to Spore Swarm. All right, now that's going to be... Yeah, we're pretty much on the... board wipe plan. Let's go to get down Mana Crypt. We got a ton of sampling spells off of that. Let's go and get down Misty Rainforest. Let's go and crack Misty. And then let's go and grab Bayou. Do we want to go for Spore Swarm? That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's going to be 3. Yeah, I think I like that. The only downside is we're looking at some goblins swinging across next turn. I think that'll be good, though. Now, if we get down Blood Artist, we can really take advantage of that. We're looking at a pretty good swing coming across next turn. They're still going to have that haste off of Ogre Battle Driver, though. Let's see, because we can basically just Spore Swarm. That's going to be 2 more goblins on the battlefield. They're going to have haste. They're going to get +3/+3. Yeah, let's do this. Let's go and get down Blood Artist. And then we can go for the Spore Swarm. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be 4 mana to get those down. And then we can declare some blockers on some of that. And still, yeah, I really want to go for Skull Clamp, but at least next turn we can go for Scatter the Seeds and get those 3 sapling tokens on the battlefield. At this point right now, I'm not sure if we can take another really bad hit from Ogre Battle Driver, especially if they get something else on the battlefield. So at this point right now, hopefully we can, that will definitely take care of Blood Artist. So basically, that's going to put us on a turn next turn where we just need to go for Scatter the Seeds. Rummaging Goblin. Oh, no. The Gerblins. They're coming. And add double red to their mana pool. We can still get the saplings on the battlefield, but it's looking really poor compared to what our opponents assembled on their side. Champion a Goblin deals 3 damage to any target that will have haste. Oh, no. This has gotten bad. I wonder if... this is Mudsta's like alternative account or something like that. After I decimated his stuff in the lounge. Oh, look at those Gerblins. All right, let's go and always yield to this. Always yield to Ogre Battle Driver. Shaping a Goblin. This could be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Yeah, things aren't looking good. That accelerated really quick. Oh no. We got Battle Hymn coming down for 12 mana. What is in store for us? Yeah, all of a sudden going for that Skull Clamp didn't sound that good. Now, we did have a hand that was pretty positioned to take care of goblins. If we somehow wheel into some sort of, obviously this is Magic Christmas land. All right, so we're going to go for... Yeah, that's fine. Go for it. Make sure they use that red mana. We'll at least get 1 more Blood Artist trigger out of the deal. And we can still trade on some of these goblins. It's going to put us at 20. They go down to 29. But yeah, if we had wheeled into some sort of board wipe with Blood Artist, that would have been really, really nice. And then Slate of Ancestry, discard your hand, draw cards for each creature you control. Oh, look at that activation. This is a Krinko deck right here. If you're a fan of goblins, if you're a fan of Krinko, this is how you get it done. So, let's see what else we're going to roll out. Goblin War Chief. All right, that's going to be 3, 6, 9, 12. Let's go ahead and go for a Spore Swarm. Doesn't seem as potent, but I don't think we can really do anything about that. It's going to be 1, 2. Get the 3 little Gerblins on the battlefield, but I still think they're going to get it. I'm just not doing math really quick. I think they're still going to get it. So we're at least going to chump block on these. Yep, put us down to -4. Maybe we could have blocked on the Rummaging Goblin, but good game to our opponent. It's still an uphill battle. Trying to fight Krinko. And then even then, if we had gone... well, drawn to Toxic Deluge, but it would have been pretty hard for our life total to get that going. So, and we would need to get down Blood Artist to really take advantage of the amount of life that we had lost to kind of gain back some of that life. So anyway, good game to our opponent. You can definitely see how fun Krinko can be and how explosive Krinko can be. That Battle Hymn was just brutal. But anyway, good game to our opponent. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.